Tired of building decks that never win you any games in the MegaMan TCG? If so, look no further, because I've got the perfect deck for you today, and that deck is Wacko Man. Wacko Man is easily one of the most busted, broken, overpowered net navies in the MegaMan TCG. Literally, this thing runs itself on autopilot. You can do anything other than play the game and it'll just win. You can make a sandwich, you can take a nap, hell, you can even start doing your taxes, and whenever you're in the mood, you can just decide to win the game against your opponent. I forgot how broken this deck is, but I was playing it recently in a tournament, and yeah, I just figured I'd make a deck feature video so that you can start beating your opponents very easily as well. So that's what we're going to be doing today. If it's your first time to the channel or you're coming back, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, please. All right, let's just get right into it. This is the star of the deck, Wacko Man. He is a 1/3/3. He's got a cool little effect where whenever you play Battle Chip, you may recharge an energy. He is a green net navi. He's mostly green. He's got some blue cards, but really he's a green deck. And his whole deal is to give your opponent crazy amounts of cards. We're gonna make them draw lots and lots, and then we're gonna use that against them. There's cards that give Wacko Man lots of strength based on the hand size your opponent has. He also has a card that gives him crazy amounts of health back based on that big hand size as well. So really it's about manipulating the hand size of the opponent. We get it really nice and big, use it against him. And also Wacko Man has a couple of cards that also just brings the hand size back to 0 or close to 0. So normally, obviously, drawing cards or getting your opponent to draw cards seems like a bad thing, but this is the MegaMan TCG where the more you draw cards, the more you get closer to decking out and losing the game, right? And not to mention, even if we do end up giving our opponents crazy amounts of hand sizes, at the end of the day, when they start their turn, they have to draw and they have to discard down to have 5 cards. So because of the way the game works, getting your opponent to draw crazy amounts of cards is actually quite beneficial in the context of this game. And Wacko Man is all about that. And yeah, let's just jump into the deck and see how that all looks and how that all works together. So let's start with the resources. So let's do that real quick. We've got 4 of Wacko Man's net op. This is Maddie. This is whenever you play another Wacko Man card, you may make your opponent draw 2 cards. So like I said, again, this is all about giving your opponent a crazy hand size, and Maddie has that really built into her effect. So we're going to be including 4 copies of her for that reason. Next up, we got 4 Steamroll, what is probably one of the most broken cards that Wacko Man has. So this is burn 4 power to recharge 2 energy for each card in your opponent's hand. This thing is busted. Any damage your opponent has done to you thus far is easily just canceled out. All their hard work is just negated. And like really, like when I started playing the deck, this becomes obviously like it becomes really apparent to you that this is like one of the best cards in the deck. So it's also just a rare, really easy to get if you're buying power up boxes. So yeah, definitely including 4 of those. Next up, we got 4 of the other green emblem card resource. This is Clowning Around, and very straightforwardly, it just gets your opponent to draw 3 cards. So just really on brand with the overall theme of the deck. Next, we got 4 Take Control. This is draw a card to make your opponent draw a card. Pretty self-explanatory. You know, again, we're going to get them to draw cards, but it also gives us speed so that we can get to our combo pieces a lot faster. Next up, we got 4 Playtime. This is for us. This is discard a green card to draw 2 cards. So it's really draw power for us so that we can get to our combo pieces a lot faster. Next, we got 4 It's Not Over Yet. This is very straightforwardly draw a card. So again, it's just for us to get going, get to our combo pieces a lot faster. Next, we got 4 Gender Differences. This is lose 2 energy to take a card from your discard pile into hand. So if your combo pieces are ending up in your discard pile and it's more convenient to take it from there versus finding it in your deck, that's what Gender Difference is there for. That's why we're using that. So we include 4 copies of that. Next, we've got 3 Wood Shield. So this is a style change card, which doesn't really mean anything. That it's just characterized as that. But anyways, this is the first time each turn you draw a card, you have to reveal it. And if it is a green card, you draw another card. So this is draw power for us. We've got tons of green cards. It just gives us that speed to get to our combo pieces a lot faster. One thing to note really quickly, this is mandatory. You have to reveal a card, and if it's a green card, you have to draw a card. It's not optional. You're not going to be in situations where you're decking out likely with this deck. I mean, it's always possible, but just know that like this is not optional. You have to like you have to like reveal the card. You have to draw if it's a green. You can't just not do it. It's not optional. So just something to keep in mind. I was making that mistake for a while. Some other people were too. So just wanted to clarify that for your own benefit. We also have 4 Send in the Clowns. This is the only blue emblem resource Wacko Man has. This is why I was saying he's more of a green deck than most net navies have. Their colors kind of split evenly, where they get 2 emblems on one color and 2 emblems on another color in terms of resources. He seems to be one of the exceptions to that rule, where he got 3 green resources, only 1 blue. So it's kind of interesting, but in any case, this just gets your opponent to discard down to 3 cards, right? So after we've given the opponent a crazy hand size, we can just proactively bring it back down to 3. Not really crazy if you think about it, because again, your opponent has to discard down to 5 cards when they start their turn. But if you want them to have 2 less cards and you want to be proactive about it, this is definitely cool. It's definitely a little weaker compared to everything else, but again, it's an emblem card, so it fuels Maddie and it gives us fulfill some of the requirements of our other cards. So for that reason, we'll include them anyways. Next, we got some events, so let's look at those real quickly. We've got 4 Heartburn. This is Wacko Man's signature event. It's an ultra rare from the power up set. You burn 2 power to make your opponent discard his or her hand and lose an energy for each card discarded. So pretty brutal. I will say this right now, you do not need this card to run the deck. This is completely optional. It's a nice to have. It's definitely overkill in my opinion, but you don't need it. I know the ultras can be a little tricky to pull, so I just want to make that clear that you don't need this. The deck really needs Maddie, Steamroll, and the Discord Battle Chip, which I'll show you in a bit. You don't really need the ultra rare event, so don't let that discourage you from playing the deck. It's if you have them, definitely use them, but if you don't, deck does tons of work perfectly fine without it. So I just wanted to make that very clear. Next, we also got 4 OU1. This is opponent draws 3 card and you recharge 3 energy. Again, really on brand with what we're doing here. So it just gives us extra, just gets the opponent draw crazy amounts of cards while also giving us a bit of a recharge. So we're doing 4 copies for that reason. We also have 4 Frozen Out. If you have exactly 3 cards in hand, you lose an energy to take a card from your discard pile into hand. So just like gender differences, this is just an opportunity for us to leverage our discard pile. Maybe our combo pieces are there. We can get that faster. So that's what that does. Having exactly 3 cards in hand is really not hard in this game. So you can use this very often. And yeah, so that's why we got 4 of those. We also have 4 That's Too Easy. Very straightforwardly, take any card from your deck into hand. This is one of the reasons why you play green, just because it gives you that access to the combo pieces you made. So for that, obviously, for that reason, we have 4 copies. Last but not least, certainly not least, we've got some battle chips. So we've got 4 Discord. This is Wacko Man's signature battle chip. And the muscle of the deck, honestly, you discard 2 green cards to make your Wacko Man strength +2 for each card in your opponent's hand. So this is what's going to win you the games. You're going to get your opponent to have this nice big hand, and you're going to whack him in the face with the Discord. This is really the muscle of the deck, like I said. And, Discord, Steamroll, Maddie, those cards just do all the work. I mean, clowning around too, but like it's Steamroll and Discord that are really the powerful cards. So yeah, we got 4 copies of that. We also have 4 copies of Tornado to just kind of end the deck list. This is your Net Navia strength +1 for each card in your opponent's hand. So it's a miniature version of Discord, but it's also an easier version of Discord to play. Discord, you need to discard 2 green cards. You need 2 greens to be able to use it. Whereas Tornado doesn't have any discard costs, and it's only 1 green. So really, we want to include it just so we can start getting some hits on our opponents very early on, until we have enough of a setup where we can start doing the Discord plays and the Steamroll plays. And, I also want to leverage the little effect that's built into Wacko Man, and you don't necessarily get to do that too much if all you have is the 4 Discord. So the 4 Tornadoes help us use that effect a little more often. So that's why it's here. And that's pretty much the deck. There isn't anything really worth going into. There's no combos. It's really self-explanatory. Like I said, you give your opponent crazy hand sizes, and then you use it against them with Discord or Steamroll and Heartburn if you have it. And that's really the deck. If you want an easy, straightforward way to beat your opponent without really trying or thinking, I highly recommend you try this. So that's the deck for today's video. I hope that gave you some ideas. I hope that inspired you. And yeah, I will see you on the next video. Take care for now. Bye.